Hey, what's up guys? It's Toxic here, and today we're going to be reviewing even more of my own free models from when I was younger. Now, a lot of these were back when I was trying to become a retexture artist, but I had no clue how to do that, and it's really going to start to show once we get to the relatively more new stuff. We covered pretty much this entire page. There are a couple that I didn't talk about though, and I mean, a lot of them are self-explanatory, like Dominus Transparency is literally just, I removed the mesh, or not the mesh, I removed the texture, and I thought for some reason it would make it transparent. You know, simple things like that. But let's move on to all of these wannabe retextures. A lot of them are barely changed. Starting off with the Keen Eye Mask. I believe this was like a Halo mask or something. I believe this is also something that was published, like the Black Paintball Mask. Black Paintball. Yeah, it's basically this. Well, I guess I could get a different color. Oh, it was this one, as you can see. Not specifically this one actually, but like you see, basically the point is you take the thing, you change the color, bam. All I think I did with this one actually is just take someone else's again and just change the color. I'm sure if I went into studio and looked at the thing, I probably did do exactly that. But moving on, we're gonna be skipping a few that obviously make pretty much no sense, and I have nothing to explain for that. Like for example, Mr. Top Hat. I have no clue what this was. I don't even remember what this is. But let's move on to some other stuff, namely grassy goggles. You see, I was a big fan of night vision goggles when I was younger. I still am. I would love to get night vision goggles. They're actually such a cool hat in my opinion. And profit vision goggles completely ruined night vision goggles, but that's a video for another time, I guess. But basically, what we're going to be talking about here is how this is basically night vision goggles, but a little bit brighter green. That's literally it. All I did was erase the green, and I published it. You see, a lot of these were extremely low effort, much like my YouTube channel. But in all seriousness, pretty much all of this was just low effort, garbage that anybody could really make in 2 seconds. Like, example, perfect right here. The inconvenient bowler. I misspelled inconvenient. I know that, okay? It's actually wait, did I spell it wrong? I'm actually gonna Google this. I don't know if I spelled it wrong. Yeah, I did spell it wrong. I knew it was an E instead of an I over there, but yeah. All I did was take the pinstripe fedora and raise the blue and red on it, and it made it kind of purple, and I was like, that looks kind of cool. So I uploaded it, so yeah, that's pretty much that. But you see, Winter 2012 and 2013 R&R is a different story, however. This is actually the 2009 R&R, the summertime one. All I did was remove all the colors, and that was that. Because I was like, it's winter, it's a lot of snow, it's pretty dark, so why not just do this? This is actually one of the most logically, this is one of the only items in my entire thing that will actually make sense. Because this logically makes sense. Like, think about it. Wintertime, everything's, dark and drab. So, you have this. And this just... I don't know. This logically makes a lot of sense to me. So, I don't know. But moving on to Dr. Yellow. Basically, Dr. Love. But I made it a lot more yellow. And I had no creative name for it. I probably could have called it Dr. Mustard. And I could have made some lore with it, which is, you see the yellow hearts? I could have been like... Yeah, those yellow hearts represent his love for mustard. Just something so simple. Like, that was the first yellow thing that came to my mind, mustard. But you get the point. And description, love is in the sky and even on the sun. I was making no sense when I was 10 years old. I still make no sense now. Wait, was I 10 at this time? Yeah, I was 10. Okay, so, the Purple Ring of the United States. Okay, alright, so there were these rings, right? That went limited. The Wanwood rings, the Black Iron ring, all of that stuff. I'm sure if you look it up, you could find it. But, I think there was also a Blue Steel ring. But I basically just made one that was super pink. I don't know, I thought this looked kind of cool. And for some reason I said purple. But looking at it now, that's most certainly pink. It actually looks more red than anything. I don't know, it's burning my eyes. That's how bright it is. So, yeah. But I don't even know if it's purple, but I was like, okay, I want to make a ring. So I just did that, and then I put the United States, because I was like, it has to have something to do with the United States, because that's where I live, I have to represent. So that's exactly what I did. I was not at all creative as a kid. I'm telling you that right now. The Dark Shades of Shutterland. I actually took some free model Shutter shades and just played with the colors until I got this. I thought it looked kind of cool because it was kind of like lightning and it was pretty dark, so I was like, that looks kind of cool. But moving on to the Dominus Carpe Diem. I just took another Dominus free model that already had a texture. I made it much darker, and I was like, I gotta think of a Latin thing that would be kind of cool. And I remember watching Phineas and Ferb a little bit before this, so I was like, Carpe Diem, because that was something they said, and they said it was Latin, so I was like, perfect, let me do that. And obviously they had a song talking about how it was Latin for seize the day. So I was like, alright, let's make that the description too. Seizing, which I spelled wrong, seizing the day is his job. Beautiful right there. But all in all, this is actually one of my favorite ones. It actually looks kind of nice. It's one of my favorite retextures as a kid, even though I didn't retexture it at all. All I did was just change someone else's retextured colors. But moving on, I also wanted to make some gears. So we're going to talk about all the gear ones right now. Let me close that one because I can talk about that later. But you see the Dark Katana of Lords, Rainbow Energy, Dual Darkheart Swords, Venelution, and the Frozen Illumina. Let's start with the Dark Katana of the Lords. Essentially what this one was is, I was like, okay, because if you guys don't know, there was an epic katana, where if you had every other katana, like all the colored ones, and you had them in-game, you would basically get an epic katana, which is much better than any of those. And I was like, that looks super epic, let me just do that. So that's exactly what I did. I just took a katana, I changed the colors, put some really dark blue sparkles, and I was like, problem solved, that's pretty cool. And the description is pretty plain. The owner shall pwn 1,000 suns. I don't understand what I was saying when I was younger. Rainbow Energy, it's an energy sword that I don't know how it's considered a rainbow. Maybe the sparkles are rainbow. I don't even know, honestly. Rainbow powers are going to win the epic battle of Nero. This sword belongs only to Zero. You see, I was very cringe, and I was trying to make something rhyme there, so, yeah, I just had to rhyme something with something, so I don't know, I don't even know, I don't remember typing any of this, but it most certainly happened, because, you see, it's right here, and, yeah, rip, I can't even go cover that up now. But, this one, Dual Darkheart Swords. Now, this I created a little bit after the Dual Illuminas came out. I believe this was the day after they came out, actually. I'm gonna just go do a quick Google search, so give me a second. Okay, yeah, you can see right here, December 21st, 2012. So basically, the day after that the Dual Illuminas came out, I created these Dual Darkheart Swords. I removed, or actually no, I just made the texture of the Illumina just 0, 0, 0, like 0 red, 0 blue, and 0 green. So essentially, it just became a straight up black, just like the Darkhearts, which is supposed to be super dark. I'm pretty sure they are black. I don't know. But basically, what this does is I just copy and pasted it, and I was like, okay, that works. So I just did that. I'm pretty sure it actually kind of worked. But there was actually a little bit of a story with this one. Someone actually hit me up after finding this model, and they were like, yo, Toxic, I got you, bro. I made a script for you to fix your Dual Darkheart Swords. So I was like, thank you, that's pretty awesome of you. And right here, Double Power, that's essentially what this was. It was the script that was supposed to fix this. I don't know if it would work now, but someone created that, and it helped. But anyway, moving on, Venelution. It was an ice dagger that I made green, and I was like, okay, so it's a Venom Shank that's also an ice dagger. That makes it look pretty cool. So that's exactly what I did. I just named it Venelution because it's the evolution of Venom Shank, which I spelled wrong. A Vmon Shank. Nice. Next up though, the Frozen Illumina. Illumina that was just you know, maximum blue. Everything else on dark. Somehow made this. It looked kind of cool, so that's exactly what I did. It would make more sense if I named this the Frozen Darkheart though, because a Frozen Darkheart would make a lot more sense than an Illumina in this case. But, I don't know. I think I also made the sword really weak. Like, it had 0 chance at killing you. Like, I think the damage was super low because, you know, he is now weak. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I did. Because around this time, I actually took, what's that called? I took the idea of sword fight on the heights, and I tried to create my own. And, you know, I just built very tall brown, blocks, and obviously that's to replicate the Sword Fight on the Heights 4, and I gave up on it after. But I did make these like gears really weird for some reason. But let's go back over here. The CF motor spawn. I don't understand this at all. I would have to take it and then go into studio, and that would take way too long, and I'm too lazy to do that. But as far as I'm aware, this is just a spawn point that only what's that called? A team called CF Motor can spawn on. Because if you don't know, that was like a little group back in the day where they created cars as free models and whatever. And I don't know, I was into that. But moving on, I realized you have to have a pretty diverse portfolio as a retexture artist. So what I did was I started making eggs. I made the spotted egg of academia and the Academian mother script. Now, what the egg is basically it's just an egg that I was like, hey, you can hide it behind some rocks, make it look kind of hard to find, and make it kind of rare, And for the Academia Mother script, I think this is supposed to just replicate it a million times, or something. I don't know, honestly. I'm pretty sure that might have been a virus script that I just copied off something else where it just made it replicate over and over. I don't know. I don't really care. That would be funny if that was the case, though. I definitely should check some of these models out in-game. But let's move on to the last things for today's video, and then obviously we'll continue on with a part 3 if you guys want, just covering all of these, because, oh boy, there are some great stories with these. But, anyway, so Sparkle Time Pinkie Pie. You see, I wanted to make a pink Sparkle Time fedora, because I was into Sparkle Time fedoras, and I needed one that nobody made, so I just made a pink one, which is... I'm pretty sure you guys can see the outcome. I literally just took the Sparkle Time fedora, changed the colors of changed the numbers in the texture to make it pink, and bam. And I was like, okay, what's something pink? So I was like, let's see. And I was like, okay, Pinkie Pie, why not? So I just threw that in, and then I had to make a description that kind of matched the name. So I was like, she is so epic, she got a hat after her. And yeah, this is one of the cringiest things I think I've ever made on this, as a retexture. But moving on to the shades of Boss and the Boss headphones. You see Clockwork shades and Clockwork's headphones. You see, I wanted to make something cool that, had something to do with Like a Boss, because I was obsessed with Like a Boss when I was a little kid. I thought that was kind of cool for some reason. I mean, this was 2012 that we're talking about, back when that was cool. So I was like, alright, we gotta make something really cool, like a Boss. So I just made this just completely blacked out shades, because I thought it looked better than having a little Clockwork watermark on it, right here. So I was like, let's just do that. And then for the headphones, I just raised the blue, because I was like, Bosses, blue is a good color, bam, problem solved. And description, we roll just like Super Sackman says. That was my old username, and oh boy, I really had some narcissism going on if I really made a description called "We roll like Super Sackman says." Oh boy. And the last item we're going to talk about today is blinged. You see, I had a point in time where I was obsessed with red grind, and this was that time. So I just basically copy pasted the red grind texture on everything, including the bling bling money necklace thing. I forgot what it's called actually. Well, basically all I did was copy and paste the red grind texture, and it actually does look kind of cool. Or at least it did when I was younger, but I don't know. I think that looks kind of cool, just like a black chain with a little bit of red on it. I don't know. That's just me though. Basically though, that's where I'm going to end this episode. Let me know if you guys want to see a part 3 where we go through some more beautiful stuff and I explain them to you. Like, the Ghost of Jane Doe. Oh boy. This is actually a good one I could talk about. And, all these random Builders Club hats and all this other stuff. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. Tell me what your favorite one out of all of these that we've covered today is, though. And, thank you. Bye.